SummerSlam 2011 originally had a terrible card expected to be carried by the no-holds-barred match for the World Heavyweight Championship and the rematch from Money in the Bank between CM Punk and John Cena for the WWE Championship. And it ended up to be not that bad. So let's get right down to it. SummerSlam 2011, once again, from Los Angeles, California, at the Staples Center. Whoop-de-doodle freaking do. All right, now the first match of the night is a six-man tag team match with Rey Mysterio, Kofi Kingston, and John Morrison going up against Alberto Del Rio, The Miz, and R-Truth. This kind of reminds me of the opener in '91 between Ricky Steamboat, the British Bulldog, and the Texas Tornado against the team of Paul Roma, Hercules Hernandez, and the Warlord, and that was 20 years ago. This is something that is reflected off of rivalries on Raw. People were expecting Alex Riley and John Morrison versus The Miz and R-Truth, but whatever. It was a good match. It was fast-paced. It was entertaining. Great teamwork by both sides, high-flying and outside action included. But either way, the face team of Kofi Kingston, Rey Mysterio, and John Morrison picked up the win here at SummerSlam 2011. Next match, we get Sheamus versus Mark Henry. And I really wouldn't consider this to be a filler matchup by any means, but it was still an enjoyable match. I thought that Mark Henry turning heel and overpowering SmackDown was a great storyline, and Sheamus was the new shocking babyface to try and overpower the world's strongest man. It's another power versus power match. The match should not have ended the way it did with Mark Henry defeating Sheamus by countout, but it somewhat made sense because Mark Henry was afraid of Sheamus. Now we get the Divas match, Kelly Versus Beth Phoenix. Divas Championship match, I should say. This match went way too long. It went almost 8 minutes, and that's pretty long if you ask me, just for a Divas match. But who really cares about Divas matches anyway? Swig of water for the working man. All right, isn't that right, Stone Cold Steve Austin? Hell yeah. Next up, we get Wade Barrett versus Daniel Bryan. This is a pretty physical matchup. Wade Barrett is really being forced to whine about the Money in the Bank ladder match last month. Barrett should have been treated better. He took out his anger on Bryan in this good match, and Daniel Bryan puts in 2 or 3 different submission holds, which made you think it was the way it was going to end, but it kept going and going and going and going until Wade Barrett finally defeated Daniel Bryan. Now that brings us to the World Heavyweight title match, no holds barred, Christian versus Randy Orton. Christian got a huge pop because he cut a promo on his best friend Edge before the match. Christian said that he was going to have Edge in his corner for the match, but Edge said he was a little disappointed in Christian for hiding behind lawyers and began crying and whining and bitching and bitching and bitching and bitching and bitching. Now on to the match. This had to be the best match of this rivalry. This was extreme, full of weapons, and it was brutal. Christian got the upper hand in the beginning of the match, and Randy Orton eventually started to punish Christian. At the point, Christian tried to escape from the Viper by running through the crowd. Orton caught him and beat him up there. That was when the no holds barred rules really came into play. I thought it would just be a kendo stick, but it was 3 kendo sticks, steel steps, broken tables, little use of chairs, and steel trash cans. This match was very back and forth and down the middle, and it was an awesome match with Randy Orton finally winning back his WWE Championship, or World Heavyweight Championship, excuse me. Now we get to the WWE Undisputed Championship match with Triple H as the guest referee. CM Punk, who was the real champion, against John Cena, who was not the real champion. Instead, John Cena won the tournament to determine the new WWE champion. So this match would decide who was the undisputed champion, if you will. The match was good, and in my opinion, could have topped. It really didn't, and in my opinion, didn't really live up to the hype as their one at Money in the Bank did. This match didn't take 5 minutes for them to actually touch each other, unlike Money in the Bank, since so much stake was on the line. That was executed. Let's focus on this match. It was back and forth, and all business. There were not too many big moves to hit in this match, but there's so many little moves showed that they're just not finishers. They're just not finishers, I should say. I am truly in favor of the new face of the WWE, CM Punk, more than John Cena's. New fans hate him face. It's like it had a lot of detail and a lot of high-flying moves, really great main event. But Triple H called it right down the middle and made sure that there was going to be one, and only one, WWE champion. So he threw them into the ring after being outside for a 10 count instead of counting them out. The match was truly unbelievable. This match added an extra star to this whole event. After the match, CM Punk won by the go to sleep. After the match, pretty shocking return as Big Daddy Cool Diesel attacked the winner, CM Punk, and one more match was in the works as Alberto Del Rio came to the ring after Kevin Nash gave CM Punk the jackknife powerbomb. Del Rio comes out, kicks Punk in the face. 1, 2, 3. Alberto Del Rio is the new WWE Undisputed Champion. I thought this was stupid at first, but then I thought of how Del Rio had a great match with Daniel Bryan 2 nights before on SmackDown, and the other great match he had with Rey Mysterio the next night. So, yeah, that was SummerSlam 2011. Out of 10, I am going to give SummerSlam 2011 a 7.5 out of 10. Best match of the night, hands down, CM Punk versus John Cena. Or, wait, no, Randy Orton versus Christian. Excuse me. Randy Orton versus Christian was the best match of the night. Worst match of the night was probably Kelly versus Beth Phoenix. So that's SummerSlam 2011. Coming up next, SummerSlam 2012.